Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, college coaches. This is Coach Anthony Williams, founder and CEO of Connected Athletics. If you're not familiar with us, we are a new startup company based here in Austin, Texas. We are focused on using our technology platform to give student athletes at the middle school, high school, and college level, and even pros, to share their story, to tell their journey, to talk about who they are both on and off the field. And as these high school students specifically go through the recruiting process, they want to show these coaches that I'm more than my huddle video, I'm more than stats, and I'm more than my transcript. And so we are very excited to have our upcoming guests coming up here, who I'll get to in a second. But before we do that, we got to pay the bills. And so I want to thank our sponsors that sponsor the Spotlight podcast. First off, Buffalo Wild Wings. They have a very great product. Everybody loves wings. But my good friend, Brian Soltis, Regional VP, wanted to do more to help student athletes here in Texas. And so they have sponsored our podcast and given them a platform to help those kids get to college, get a degree, and graduate with zero debt. So shout out to Buffalo Wild Wings. My other sponsor, my friends up in Nebraska, Go Edit Graphics. If you are a left player or an athletic department at the high school or college level, and you want to reuse some of their fantastic graphic designs for player stats, outbound messaging and communication to your fan base, or just any communication out from the football team or athletic department, you can use some of their pre-designed graphics to share your message. They do a great job up there. So shout out to Zach and my buddies up there for being a sponsor. And then lastly, my friends over in Houston at Epic. Epic is a new sports apparel company that does high school uniforms, 7-on-7 jerseys, hats, gloves, sweats. They do a little bit of everything, but they have a really hot design in their products. And so if you're interested in them, you can go to their Twitter page at I am Epic 24/7. Epic stands for Every Play I Compete. And so they're doing some really great things there out of the Houston area. So shout out to Stefan Johnson, the CEO there. Now we got that out of the way. I'm looking forward to talking with this young man who competed for a state title this year during the fall season. I had a great team around him. Hunter Luke, he's a class of 23 wide receiver at Cedar Park High School, plays for one of my favorite high school coaches in the state here, Carl Asbeck. He does a great job there. Hunter is 5'10", 165, strong GPA there, 3.97. He runs a 4.6 40. He plays for my buddies over at Juice Football. I'm actually on the board with them. And then you can see his Twitter line there. Hunter, how are you doing this evening?
Pretty good. Coach, how are you?
I'm doing great, man. I'm excited about getting your story out here. You know, we love helping all athletes, whether you have a lot of stars past your name or no stars past your name. And I really liked your huddle video. I love that tight formation and you getting those inside jet sweeps and putting the ball in the end zone. So let's jump right in here, Hunter. You know, the first thing that jumps off the screen as a former college coach is your GPA. I mean, tell us about the importance that you put on your academics.
It's definitely the most important thing. My parents have preached to me ever since I was little. Grades come first.
Okay. Tell us, do you have a favorite class that drives that GPA?
I don't know if it drives my GPA, but I'm an art guy. I like to
draw. What else? Are you a math guy too, or what are some of your other favorite subjects?
English, and then I'm also in a business class where it's like learning the Microsoft software.
Yeah, Microsoft Office. Okay, good stuff. I'm a tech guy myself, so definitely understand that. Do you have an idea what you might want to major in when you finally get to college?
Most likely business.
Okay. Digging into that, do you want to be your own businessman? You want to be an entrepreneur? Do you want to work for a Fortune 500 company? I mean, what do you think? I know it's still early, but what do you think down the road when football is all over?
Definitely my own business and something to do with football.
Okay. Good stuff. I like it. You know, Hunter, there's not a student athlete that doesn't love playing in front of a packed house. I'm sure you've had that experience at Cedar Park. But tell me, what are you doing to give back to the Cedar Park community? Are you involved in church? Are you involved in nonprofits? How are you giving back to the community that supports you?
Well, COVID's definitely messed up a lot of our ways we do that. But in a normal year on Friday mornings, we'll go out to our elementary that we came through and we'll do carpool lines and help them open the door. They love it because we're like their heroes.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. So tell me also, you know, every college coach wants to understand the learning style of their student athletes, both in the classroom and on the field. Tell these coaches that will watch this, are you more of a verbal visual, or hands-on learning style?
Definitely hands-on. I like to move around, make sure I understand it the best.
Yeah. Does your learning style change between the classroom and whether it's football classroom or on the field practicing football, or is it the same no matter what?
It's pretty much the same. I gotta
Yeah.
be getting the reps mostly to learn it best.
You know, it's an exciting time right now, Hunter, as you probably have heard. You know, the NCAA is finally starting to get back to a normal recruiting cycle with summer college camps coming up in this fall. College coaches will be able to come on campus. For those college coaches that haven't seen you in a classroom yet at Cedar Park, tell them, give them a preview. What are they going to see? Where are you sitting? How do you interact with your teacher? How do you interact with your classmates?
Definitely towards the front of the class. That's what helps me learn best and easier to ask questions.
Okay. And then obviously you're a good student there at Cedar Park, but you know, in college, the classes do get a little bit harder. Tell these coaches, when you do have that class or you've had a class where you struggled a little bit, what are some of the things you do to overcome your struggles in that class? Do you seek out the teacher, a tutor? Tell us what you do when you struggle a little bit in class.
Usually I try to figure it out on my own. I'll go back to my notes or find some videos on the topic. And then if that's not working, I'll go straight to the teacher.
Okay. Smart methodology there. Let's switch over and learn more about you personally. Tell us about your family, Hunter. Tell us about the Luke family. What do your mom and dad do? Were they athletes? Do you have siblings? Give us a little bit about your background.
Actually, my mom passed away when I was 2 months old. So
Oh,
it was
wow.
just me and my dad for a while.
Okay.
And then now I have a stepmom. And my dad played football at Texas State, which was Southwest Texas back when he played. And then my real mom, she played softball at Baylor. She lettered 4 years, I'm pretty sure. And then my stepmom played volleyball at A&M Commerce.
Nice. Okay.
Full
What about
athlete.
siblings? Are you the youngest,
My,
oldest?
I have a stepbrother. He goes to Cedar Park. He's a senior this year. He was
Okay.
one of our receivers as well. And then I have a stepsister. She's in 8th grade at Cedar Park Middle School. And then we have a little 2-year-old running around.
Okay.
So,
Good stuff. Well, so obviously as coaches, we love when an athlete comes from an athletic family because they understand the grind. Tell us, what is it like? I mean, how does your stepmom and your dad and your older brother, how do they help you juggle or balance the life of being a student athlete?
Well, my stepbrother, he's definitely out there every day with me since we're in the same program.
Right.
And then my dad's actually one of our coaches as well. He's one of our O-line coaches, so I'm always with him as well.
Oh, Coach Luke's your dad. I didn't know that.
Yes,
I didn't put
sir.
the two together. Okay, well, that makes sense then. Okay, absolutely. Yeah, you definitely understand the life there. Another one of the questions coaches always ask about is, as important as football is, Hunter, you know, you got to have something to do on the side. When you do have free time, when you're done with your studies, you're not practicing, you're not working out, not playing 7-on-7, what are some of your hobbies and interests? What do you like to do for fun that doesn't involve football?
Definitely family time. I like to teach my little brother a bunch of stuff, sports-wise, and then hang out with friends.
Okay. Are you a lake guy? Are you a hunting guy? You like to fish? I mean, what else do you do?
I work at one of the marinas on the lake, so I guess I could say I'm out there most of the summer.
Nice. Okay, that's good to have. Okay. Tell us, you know how important social media is right now in the recruiting process, especially now during this pandemic. For a college coach that maybe hasn't visited your your timeline yet, tell them, what are they going to see? What message are you putting out there about yourself, your team, your community, Cedar Park High School? What are they going to see when they go to your Twitter timeline?
Definitely my plays I do in 7-on-7, my season highlights, my huddle link, and then if my teammates, they're having success, I'll repost it.
Okay, good stuff. And then tell me, Hunter, everybody loves this, but tell me, what's your favorite all-time sports movie?
Sports movie? I'll probably have to go Friday Night Lights.
Good choice. That's a classic. Yep, always timeless. And then tell us, when you're watching that favorite movie, what's your favorite food to eat when you're watching a good movie?
I'll do some popcorn.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And then I don't know if you're into the superhero theme, but if you could be a superhero, who would you be? Which one and why?
Definitely Spider-Man. I liked him ever since I was little.
Okay, I like that. With the spider webs coming out of your wrist, I like it a lot. Hunter, tell these coaches, as you get further into the recruiting process, who's going to help you make the decision of where you'll commit to?
Definitely my parents. And then I'd probably go to Coach Apseg, see what he thinks as well.
Okay, good stuff. And then, you know, we talked about the community and giving back. You know, what is it about the Cedar Park community. You guys have been successful for so long. I mean, my son went to McNeil even way back in 2008 before he went to Texas and played with the Bills. Cedar Park was good. Tell me, what is it like to handle and balance the expectations of a high school where the football team is running for state literally every year?
It's crazy. The work's different every day. You have to come ready every single day because in the past the standard was set very high.
Good stuff. Tell us a little bit about how you handled as a player. I mean, you obviously saw it as a freshman, and now you're coming into, you played as a sophomore this year. How do you handle that pressure of, I don't want to be the team that doesn't win district or go 4 or 5 games deep in the playoff? How do you handle that each year with your teammates?
We definitely talk about that a lot. It starts in the summer, starts in the off season. Do everything we can do to be the next state game.
Yeah. Hunter, one of my favorite questions I like to ask athletes. I mean, I love the game of football. It's helped me get my degree and my master's and all that stuff way back in the day. But what do you want your life to look like once you're done with the game or the game's done with you?
Definitely have a family, not too big, but family, and then have something still going with football, whether it's run my own training business, I'm a coach, something like that.
Okay, I like it. Giving back that way. I like that a lot. Tell me, Hunter, do you have a favorite quote? And if you do, what is it?
Definitely, I'd have to go with nobody cares, work harder.
That's one of my favorites too. Yeah, nobody cares, work harder. Lamar Jackson, I have to thank him for that, wearing that shirt, because it is so true in life. Hunter, tell me, you're a good athlete. What other sports have you played besides football? You a baseball, basketball, track guy? What else? Soccer? What else have you done?
I'm a track guy. I actually made it to area this season in the 300 hurdles, which is like the hardest race in track.
Yes,
and then
it is. Yeah.
My team made it for the 4x4.
Okay, congratulations on that. Every college coach loves a kid that competes, and especially competes at a high level in track. I mean, there's that is so going to help you, which shows me why your speed is so good. Tell me, knowing that now, what is your favorite all-time sports memory of yourself? Maybe a moment even way back to T-ball or Pop Warner, or maybe your freshman year or this year. What's your favorite memory of you doing something big where you went, yeah, I did that?
I'd have to go with last year in the hurdles. I think it was our 3rd or 4th meet. I got ahead in the 300, and then my trail leg hit the hurdle, and I fell and did a front roll and got up, and I still got first.
Oh, wow. You got to put that on your timeline. I'd love to see that. Big time track guy here, and I just have never seen anybody fall and build it. You must have been either way far ahead or you worked your butt off. But yeah, that's an awesome story and memory. Tell me, Hunter, this is kind of a strange question, but what's your why? Why do you play the game? What do you hope to get out of it? And why are you so passionate about it?
Definitely my mom. That's my why. Try to make her proud every day.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, big time. I know she's looking down at you, being very proud of where you are in your career right now. So you're doing a good job on that. Tell me personally, as you finished this past season, I was actually at your title game up in Dallas in Jerry World. What are you doing from that experience last year to drive your off-season preparation for this year? What are some of the things you're working on?
It's definitely just getting back in the weight room, getting bigger, faster, stronger.
Yeah.
And working on my routes, technique, everything I can be the best I can be.
Yeah. You're obviously playing 7-on-7 with one of the best 7-on-10 teams in the state, with my boys at Juice, with Sean and Bam and Derek Lewis and all those guys. Tell me, as a receiver, how important, and this is going to sound strange, but I've seen, I'm at a lot of events with what I do, and I don't see a lot of receivers running good routes. Tell these coaches how important mastering the route tree is to you.
It's definitely the most important thing, because that's, at the end of the day, that's what gets you open.
And then what is one, I won't give out your secrets, but what's one trick or tip that you have that creates separation and allows your quarterbacks or Josh or Ryder in the pass to throw the ball to you? What are you doing to create separation other than your speed and quickness?
Definitely use my hands off releases. And then one of my favorite moves, at the top of a post or a corner, I'll get a double move.
Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, I like that a lot. You definitely understand the technique of running the route tree. So I love that. Hey, let's finish up here talking about your recruiting now. College coaches always like to ask the question, what makes you a great teammate? How would your teammates describe you as a teammate?
I'm definitely more of a head down worker, leader by example, but I definitely need to work on being more vocal.
Okay. Something you can work on going forward, big time. And then kind of your strengths and weaknesses. What do you feel you do really well right now, and what are some things you're working on in your craft to get ready for the fall season?
I feel like my speed's pretty good, but
Yeah.
definitely work on more of my cuts and releases.
Okay, good stuff there. I usually put players into two different buckets: those that love to play on Friday nights and those that love to prepare during the week and then play on Friday night. Which bucket are you in?
Definitely prepare. I like practice. It's fun.
Okay. Yeah, because football is all about preparation. Tell me, and this is one of my other favorite questions, would your teammates and coaches, do they trust you? Are you dependable? Would they describe you as somebody who is dependable? And yeah, I can trust that Hunter's going to not hurt our team and do the right thing for our team.
Yes, sir. Definitely. That starts with the work every single day, showing up, being a leader.
Yeah. To me, Hunter, I believe that leadership starts actually in the offseason, not when the camp starts in August. Tell us, how do you define leadership and how do you plan on leading going into your junior year?
Definitely not let anyone fall behind, even if it's the weakest link. Got to get them strong.
Yeah, I like that. I like that response a lot, actually. Are you a big film guy? Do you like to study film of the DBs you're going against and kind of put together your own library to know, hey, he's tipping his coverage or he's tipping his technique? I mean, what are you looking for when you watch film?
Definitely a film guy. If guys are subbing in, if corners are flipping sides, all that kind of stuff.
Okay, good stuff. And then tell me, is there a certain receiver that you pattern your game off of? And if you do, who is that?
I would say I'm most like Julian Edelman, and then
Yeah.
I'd probably paddock my game off OBJ.
Okay, good stuff. What is it about those two players, and they're two great players? What is it about their game that you see yourself in, that you're trying to get to?
With Julian Edelman, he's just a baller. He's a hard worker.
Yeah.
He goes out, gets the job done. OBJ, I like how he's super shifty and fast.
Yeah, absolutely.
He catches everything.
We talked about it earlier. You're obviously playing for Juice right now. You guys having a good season, a lot of talent out there. It's really grown as a new organization these last few years. Tell us about your experience with some of the guys I mentioned, with Sean and Bam Bam and Derek and those guys. What's 7-on-7 like for Juice football?
Definitely a bunch of energy. We're always laughing, having fun. We're always working.
Yeah. I love the balance that the coaches do, because they want you guys to have fun, but when it's time to compete, it's time to go compete and represent for 512 football. And I love the fact that, and nothing against the other areas, but I love the fact that all the players are made up of players in this area. Austin sometimes kind of gets not as much attention as the Dallas and Houston area, but you guys go out to all the different 7-on-7 tournaments and you represent yourselves, your schools, your teams, your families in the area with pride. How important is that to you, that you kind of start to help build Central Texas from a recruiting standpoint?
I definitely think it was the 18 class kind of set the standard with like Jalen Ellis and them. That was a huge class. So
yeah,
we're just continuing their footsteps and keep on bringing it.
Yeah. Set a bigger footstep for the future, guys. I like that a lot. Hey, tell me, Hunter, being a receiver, obviously it takes a lot of mental toughness. How do you define mental toughness, and how would you describe your mental toughness to college coaches that will watch this interview?
I definitely think it's not getting rattled in big situations, and that starts in practice. We're always focused every rep.
Like it. Okay, for sure. As we finish up here, tell me, you're just finishing your sophomore year here. What's your recruiting experience been like? I know the pandemic is kind of threw a wrench into everything, but who have you heard from? Who do you want to hear from? And what are your, what I call, realistic recruiting expectations? Where would you want to go?
I've heard from schools like UTPB, and I've gotten a few follows from my coaches, but that's about it. And then eventually I hope to get to a big school like Baylor or something like that.
Okay. I like it. Yeah, it's been tough. Your class 21 or class 2021, 22, and 23, with the pandemic and the transfer portal and getting your back, it's been one of the toughest. I've been involved with high school sports and recruiting and coaching in college for 30 years. I've never seen anything like this before. And so, I feel for you guys, but I know that you won't do the excuse, and you'll find a way to get through, because that's what you do as football players. So I respect that in you. Last thing here, Hunter, how would you describe your competitive spirit to these college coaches? How much of a competitor are you?
I compete in everything I do. It's one of the most important things to me.
Yeah. Well, and as we finish up here, and I thank you for your time, it's been a great interview. There's a term in business, you probably know it, called the elevator pitch. When you've got 15 to 30 seconds in front of somebody that can either invest in your business or help you in your career. Look in the camera right now. Tell these college coaches why they should recruit you and what you're going to bring to their program.
I think I should be recruited because I'm a hard worker. I'm not going to give up. I'm going to come in every day with a excited attitude, and I'm a very explosive receiver.
Yeah. So college coaches that follow me, you'll be seeing this interview coming up. Hunter Luke, class of 23 receiver. He's shifty, he's fast, he's fearless, loves going over the middle, and he just makes plays with the ball in his hands. So you'll definitely want to hook him up here, take a look at his timeline, watch the video, and get in contact with this young man. He's got great academics. He comes from a great family, and he's a playmaker in one of the biggest programs here in the state of Texas. Hunter, thank you for your time. I know you've had a long day, and I appreciate you spending time with us. I'll get this out there. Go ahead and retweet it. And I wish you nothing but luck, and I look forward to seeing you play this fall.
Appreciate it, Coach. Thanks for having me.
All right. Have a good night.
You too.